I would like to share some thoughts on the topic of renunciation. And this is, well, I would say it is not a very common subject, especially when you consider, you, the audience, live in one of the most affluent areas of our country. This is one of the most well-off areas in Malaysia. But I'm going to talk to you about renunciation. So I hope it will be a comfortable fit, today's topic. In a lot of what we do in our daily lives, we hang on to the views that we have. Views, our way of looking at the world, is a very important component of our personality. So the Buddha, in his immeasurable wisdom, put right view at the beginning of the Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path is actually, when we look at it closely, is one path with 8 components. It is not 8 components making one path. So this path, this way or this direction, is to allow us to overcome our suffering. And so the right view sits right at the top. And therefore, as a person who shares the Dhamma, who teaches the Dhamma, I was also teaching in the Sunday Dhamma school. The purpose of our efforts is to change or modify the views of the audience. Because if you can see things in the way that the Dhamma would like you to see, then we are on the way, we are actually starting to walk the Noble Eightfold Path. So this thing about right view is very important. So today, my aim is to share some of my views in order that we can lead more simple, contented, and purposeful life, which leads to a deeper level of peace, of lightness, and of joy in ourselves, in our mind, in our body. And this is the purpose of talking about renunciation. This concept of renunciation is not very attractive to many people. And we'll discuss it and see why. But it is because also, in a large part, due to the fact that in our world, when we take a look at everything that is going around us, take a look at what other countries do, other societies do, other people do, it is going against the direction, going against the current of renunciation. So this word, renunciation, has different meanings, and it can be presented at different levels and different perspectives. So I shall try my best to offer it to dear Dhamma brothers and sisters in a very acceptable manner, but I will end up also trying to convince you to walk the Noble Eightfold Path wholeheartedly, with a full commitment. This is our world. We live in a world that wants more. Not just more, but some more. And more and more and more. This is how we have been told, will give us a happy life. The more you have, the happier you'll be. It's no fun being deprived. It's no fun having less than other people. What they have, you must have too. Because if you don't have it, you are less than others. This is what we have been told. And so we live according to this philosophy, this teaching, this principle for a large part of our lives. And I've had the opportunity to travel yeah, and to meet with other people. I've also worked with people from other cultures and other countries. It's the main thinking around the world. And when you take a look at all the troubles that are going on in this world, it's because of this attitude of always wanting more and more and more. It's not enough, to have what we want, to have what we have. We need to accumulate. We need to acquire more and more things in our life. And then we think, with all these things that I have, with all these things that I possess, I will be happy. Yeah? But is that so? Is it truly, truly so? I have figures, but I didn't want to bring it to share with you that research has shown that the people living in countries that have a lot of things, they have a very high incidence or level of anxiety and also of depression. It seems that those societies that have a lot of things, they also have a lot more mental problems. They also have, this thinking that I still don't have enough. And so that gives them a lot of anxiety. And this anxiety, if not checked, leads to depression. So today I don't want to depress you by giving you those figures. I just tell you. And if you want to follow up, please do so. In my preparation for other talks, I found out that in the developing countries, or almost developed countries, there is a very high rate of suicide. People decide to kill themselves because they are simply unhappy. And when you take a look at the level of their life, the quality of their life, you would think that they are absolutely satisfied. But they are not. So much so, to the extent that they very often kill themselves. And do you know the developed country, we consider them developed country, with the highest level of suicides in the developed countries? The whole world. Do you know who has that statistic? Which, when I found out, I was quite surprised. It's in Korea. Koreans, unfortunately, although we are very much supporters of their entertainment, and you can see their lifestyles when we watch the TV series and listen to their songs and dancing and music and whatever, for all that energy and enthusiasm, they have the highest rates of suicide. And that surprised me a lot. Because, when you compare their level of the quality of their lives, it's higher than ours. They have a lot more things. Their industries are booming. But they have this statistic. So it's quite surprising. So it doesn't mean that now, if we take a look at it closely, it really doesn't mean if you have more, you are more happy. And I included in the bottom right-hand corner, I don't know whether you remember, a few years ago, there was this craze for Hello Kitty dolls, these little dolls at McDonald's. And there were times when I looked at the news, people were fighting with each other for these little dolls because they wanted the complete set. Anything missing in that set, they feel inadequate. They feel that something is missing. And they will go to the McDonald's lineup, and if anybody cuts the queue, they will fight them. Literally, I'm telling you. I don't have the photo, but they will literally fight each other to acquire this. It's not very big, it's about that big. So it seems strange that people whom we think should be satisfied, would fight each other, their own people, their neighbors, their friends, for little dolls to add the collection. So that makes me think, are they really happy? What would make them have more happiness and a greater sense of well-being. This word well-being is very, very popular nowadays because people don't just talk about happiness. There is a larger umbrella of this positive mental state called well-being. And the late Zen master, Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, he came up with the opposite of well-being. This word, he described it as ill-being. So you have well-being on one hand, which is very positive and very good. And on the other hand, the opposite, it's ill-being. And when I listened to his talks, I was very lucky. I'm not sure whether you were in the crowd when they had the global conference many years ago, at the Sunway, Convention Center. I saw Venerable Master from a distance, and looking at him, the way that he moved, the way that he talked, it was very inspiring. But as you know, he passed away last year, right? So we have lost a great master. But what he said was, and this is very important to us as Buddhists, so that we have the right view of what we want and where we want to go. He emphasizes that for whatever we want to achieve, we must know its cause. Meaning to say, if you want to be happy, you must know the causes of happiness. Because you can't get one without the other. If you want to avoid suffering, you must know the cause of suffering so that you can eliminate suffering by getting rid of the causes. Without a cause, there cannot be something. Like us. What's our cause? Our parents are our cause. It's very easy to explain. To kids, your parents created you. But it's a lot more complicated than that. Because we have to consider the energy that brings us here, the karma that molds us, etc., etc. So, teachers have said, we Buddhists, many Buddhists around the world, we want to avoid suffering. We want to get rid of suffering. We don't want to be near suffering. However, we love the causes of suffering. We like the causes of suffering. And so, as we indulge in the causes of suffering, we get suffering. But when we come here to talks like this, people discuss suffering. Oh, suffering, gives us pain, gives us a lot of unpleasantness. Therefore, we all agree, that we want to avoid suffering. Let us eliminate, overcome suffering. Then after that, immediately we go and take the cause of suffering. And forget that this cause of suffering gives rise to suffering itself. So this is an important thing to remember. So, before I forget, the other day I was listening to a really good talk, by one of my old teachers, Venerable Gunaratana Bante. He was the principal of the Sunday Dhamma school in the Vihara when I first entered. And the other day in his talk, and it made me remember what he said. He said, when people pass away, if parents or somebody we know, relative, we have to fill in this form called death certificate and get it endorsed by the police and the authorities, registrar, and etc., etc., so that we can do what we have to do. Sometimes we go and claim money from Selangor authorities, give us money for the funeral expenses. So we have to fill in this category, cause of death. What caused this person's death? And so we fill in, we always think about the cause of death. Either it's old age or disease. And if it's disease, what is it? Could it be COVID? I know people who passed away due to COVID. Could it be cancer? Could it be this? Could it be that? So there are a whole list that you can put down there as the cause of death. And Bande Gunaratana said, to the Buddha, it's very simple. You don't need this list. The cause of death is birth. If you really think about it, this is how the Buddha explained it. Because you are born, because we are born, we have to die. That is, cross out all the others, just put there, the cause of death is simply birth. Yeah. And I thought, oh, that is so insightful, cuts all the clutter away and gets to the heart of the matter. Yeah.
For us Buddhists, we understand this, but if you write it down, you die because it's born.
Yeah.
Don't take the authority.
No, they won't understand. They won't understand because, why? They have different views. Their views are very different. So if you feel that you want to learn more about it, tell Brother Chi Huat, and then I'll come along and share with you. I have this talk on right view, and how to develop right view. Because having the view that birth causes death gives us a very clear understanding of what we have to do, of our pathway, of the direction we want to go. But if we go around all this and make it complicated, we are always complicating the matter. We can never see clearly what is it. So if we can see, like the Buddha, very clearly, then we know what we have to do. Just as in today's sharing, I hope to make things more clear about this issue of understanding. Why is it so? Here is a monk which I have been listening to his talks also on YouTube. I have never met him, but he is Canadian. He renounced in Canada. But I think, from what I see, his background is he's Sinhalese. He looks Sinhalese, and he spent a lot of time in Thailand. Then he moved over to Sri Lanka. And he explained the way we try to relieve our suffering. He explained it in this way. He said, when a person experiences suffering, which is us, we are not free of our suffering, he or she doesn't want to be there. Very often, we don't want to go or come face to face with the suffering. For example, if you sit long enough, if I talk long enough, you will have pain. You will have pain in the legs, you have pain in the back. And the first thing that we do when we experience pain is what? Adjust our posture. I don't like this pain. So let me move this. Let me move that. So we relieve the pain. Then after that, no pain for a few minutes. Then the pain will come. Then we adjust again. We don't want to be there to be face to face with the pain, with the suffering. Until you do meditation, then the teacher says, okay, sit there and watch the pain. Then we are caught. We can't do what we normally do. That is to adjust. The teacher said, don't adjust, sit there and watch the pain, so that you can understand what pain really is. So, Bhante further says, people want to distract themselves from the pain that is there. Therefore, it is here that addictions are formed. Every time there is pain, we go to somewhere nice. And we like going there. And we get used to going there. And it becomes an addiction. We like it. So that we don't have to see the pain. We mask the pain. We avoid the pain. Because this thing is there. It clouds the pain. It doesn't make it so painful when we are there. This is how addictions start. So, as you know, in the introduction, I used to work as an educator in university. Sometimes, I get students who don't come to class for a long time. Not just 1 week, 2 weeks. Few weeks in a row, they don't come to class. And it becomes a problem because if at the end of the semester, I report this person has not appeared, I will get in trouble. So I have to tell student services, this boy, hasn't come to class. So they will go and look for him. And very often, there was one student, they found, he didn't come to class because he was simply playing computer games where he was staying. He wanted to get from this level to the next level. And that's an addiction. This level not enough. I'm already comfortable. I want to get to the next level. And if possible, end the game. Yeah, I'm not sure how many gamers are here. Yeah, it's an addiction to be able to end the game. So he never came to class. Not only that, he didn't sleep, he didn't eat. When they went to see him, he was in a very terrible state. So young people are becoming addicted very, very easily. Yeah, because they are not used to having pain. They are not used to having suffering. Yeah, they are not strong enough to meet challenges. I don't know whether you agree with me or not. And the cause of this non-resilient, no strength, is us. We are the cause. Why? Because we want our kids to be more comfortable than us. Yeah, so much so that they don't have to wash the dishes. Don't worry, kakak will wash the dishes for you. Right. So we make life very, very easy for them. And I have seen this. Yeah. The result is they are not able to take on hardship. They are not resilient. They don't have grit. So it's very easy for them to be addicted. Because every time you push them, sometimes in the studies, say, I want this by tomorrow. Yeah. Not every one of them hand in by tomorrow. Even though I try to scare them. But maybe I'm not scary enough. I say, I want this by tomorrow. Okay, yes. The good ones, they will do it. The good students will do it. But not all. Because they are not, they don't think that it is worthwhile, yeah, to sacrifice their time, their sleep, to finish their assignment. Now that is why, yeah, addictions are formed. So we have to think in our minds now, what are our addictions? We all have our addictions. And some people, the addiction can be food. You know, whenever you are unhappy, you go and eat something nice. It's what they call comfort food. Right? I have mine. It's called ice cream. So this is actually, when you think about it, there are things that you don't need, but you go to them because it makes you comfortable. It makes you feel at ease. Yeah? And Bhante says, which enables a person to avoid the suffering. Yeah, we don't want to meet the suffering head on, face to face. It is temporary relief from pain. However, at this time, the real suffering builds up in the background. It's there, it doesn't go away. If you don't want to see it, doesn't mean it's gone. Not like an ostrich, you know, ostrich, they don't want to see things, so they put their head. Actually, I've never seen an ostrich do that. But they just want to avoid meeting the pain head on. Yeah, so a lot of people in the world do this nowadays. So, renunciation. It is, if you take a look at it, acquisition now, yeah, I'm trying to explain to brothers and sisters in this way. The opposite of acquisition, having more and more. And I'm not just talking about material things, not talking about things you can buy. Yeah, the opposite of it is renunciation. And this word renunciation scares a lot of people, but I'll try to make it more easy to accept. Yeah, so there are two forms of renunciation. There is the outward renunciation and there is the inward renunciation. And so we are hoping for both, actually. Yeah, if we can simplify, yeah, and turn our minds towards contentment. Yeah, and when our minds are like that, yeah, we can direct it towards what is the most important in our lives. I'd like to introduce you to this man. He has also passed away. He was Jewish. And during the Second World War, Adolf Hitler, the Nazis, tried to kill all the Jews in the world. But they didn't succeed. They succeeded in killing only 6 million. It's a lot, right? But he didn't kill all the Jews in the world. The leader, Adolf Hitler, had a deep hatred for Jewish people. And he said all the problems in the country is due to these people. So he and his wife and daughter were caught and put in the concentration camps. And in these places, many of them died. Because the people who put them there made life very difficult for them. On top of that, they experimented on them as well, which is a terrible thing to do. So as a doctor, because he was a doctor, when he arrived, he found that some people, Jewish, who came into the concentration camps, after 2 weeks they died. They just died. But there are some, he saw, they went on and on. And he observed them. Some of them lived 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, until the end of the war, like him, they survived. And so he found out, because he's also a medical person, he came to the conclusion that those people who have a purpose, they have a reason to live. There's something pushing them forward in their lives. They are the ones who get to the end of the war. Those who came in are finished, I got nothing to live for, They've taken away everything. They've taken my children. They've taken my wife, husband. I don't want to live. Those 2 weeks, they go off. But he found, like himself, and he had this purpose, which was to see his wife and daughter at the end of the war, when he knew that the war one day would come to an end. He wanted to see them again. And at the end of the war, he found out they had already died. But he began to understand the nature of the human mind and the importance of purpose. And so he went over to America, and then he started teaching psychology. And this was one of his main topics. He said, when the person can't find a deep sense of meaning, and this is important, does your life have meaning? What do you live for? The other day I met up with my classmates. We are all, most of us, retired. So I asked them, what do you do nowadays? He said, I don't know. My good friend, he said, I don't know. I wake up and then I think about what breakfast to have. I decide on then I go there and have breakfast. Then after that, I come back, I relax. Then I think about what lunch to have. I said, wow. Such an easy life. I have project after project after project, which keeps me very, very busy. But it's worthwhile, because this gives my life meaning. There's a purpose. I know that I'm doing things for other people. And it makes me feel, that I am giving benefit to others. He said, if those people who don't have a deep sense of meaning, what do? They distract themselves with sensual pleasure. These are the people who want to enjoy, because there's no other reason to live. Their thinking is, I live so that I can enjoy. So therefore, it seems that human beings have a space. There's a space. What do you feel? What you put into that space of life is very important. So do you want to fill that space with meaning and purpose and direction, things to do? There's a goal for you? Or do you want to just wander from breakfast, like my friend wandering from breakfast to lunch, then wander again to dinner? He's just wandering. Of course, every now and then he does travel. This is a good question for us. Because to be able to keep ourselves away on the right from all these attractions, from all these pleasurable things, and stay on our path, our direction, needs restraint. And I'd like to tell you about this experiment. Have you heard about this? This is quite a popular, well-known test experiment conducted in, first of all, in America, and then they did it in other countries. What they did was, in this school, primary school, they got this group of children. And one by one, they asked this child to sit in a room. And there's a table there. And on the table is a marshmallow. Nice marshmallow. The kids love marshmallow. And they tell this kid, there's a marshmallow here. But I got to do something. I'll go away. And when I come back, and if you haven't eaten the marshmallow, I'll give you another marshmallow. Then you have 2 marshmallows. But whether you eat or not is up to you. Either you eat it now, you have finished 1. But if you can wait, I will give you another one, so you have 2. So this kid, you can see, actually I have the video, but no time to play it. This kid, you can see one by one, there's a challenge, there's a fight. Shall I eat or not? So they go up and down, and then they sing songs. They try their best to not to eat. And some of them ate it. Cannot tahan, tak boleh tahan. Take the poop, eat it. And then when the teacher came back, you've eaten, so they didn't get scolding. But the ones who didn't eat, the ones who waited, so that they can get more, shall we say, the reward from it. Years later, they did a follow-up, again and again and again, and they found that there was a great difference between those kids that ate and those kids that waited. In many measures, whether socially, professionally, or personally, the ones that waited did better, more successful, happier than those kids who tak boleh tahan. You can go online and look for the marshmallow test, the results of the marshmallow test. And what it tells us is, we need this strength of character. Not to give up, to stay on the course, to head steadily towards our goal. And that's what makes life eventually more successful, more happy, more pleasant and beneficial for us. This one is from the sutta in the Samyutta Nikaya. It talks about the monkey trap. In some countries, they trap monkeys by putting a ball of tar, tar, very, very sticky. So they put there, and then the monkey will touch already, cannot, the hand cannot let go, is stuck. So it takes the other hand and push, that hand also stuck. Then the leg also stuck, and the other leg, all the limbs are stuck on this trap. Eventually, there is a monkey who will knock it with the head also stuck. Everything stuck. Then the hunter will come, catch the fellow. Right? So in this sutta, called the Monkey Trap Sutta, it's about this monkey who was he was living happily, but he wanted to explore. And then he saw this trap, and he was trapped by it. So there is quite a lot, long explanation. If you go to Samyutta Nikaya 47.7, you can read more about the explanation. But let me go on. Dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, I'm not saying we should be poor. What I'm saying is we should have enough. And then when we have enough, let's not be crazy about getting more and more. Because some people, they want to show that they have a lot. But are they happy? So there is this study here, and quite a number of them actually, this is not the only one, that says if you maintain your level of comfort, your level of satisfaction, when you have just about enough, you don't need a lot. Human beings do not need too many things in order to be happy, in order to be comfortable. And so the question here in this study is, does money buy happiness? And so in Princeton University, these researchers, they found out that, which was conducted, this research on 1,000 US residents in the year 2010, shows that having money is important, but up to a point. When people have enough and their needs are met, they do not get happier when they have more money. Right? So we haven't done this study in Malaysia, but I'm sure we will get more or less the same findings. It was concluded that high income buys life satisfaction, but not happiness. You might have a lot of things. You can enjoy looking at those things. But happiness is something that grows inside because we are satisfied, because we are contented, because we are steady. We don't lose this sense of happiness. Now let me share this with you. It's another point of view. And this point of view, I was talking to a group of Singaporeans the other day. I shared this with them. It's about living life from the inside out. Meaning to say, you live life according to what is important to you, rather than what the world tells you is important. When you have a set of principles, when you have your beliefs, and you know these beliefs are good for you, gives you happiness and contentment and joy, you must live your life according to these principles, which I'm sure you do, because you look very peaceful and happy. There are those who are very concerned about the world. What does the world think about me? Will the world admire me? Will the world respect me if I do this? They are living life from the outside in. So the difference is like this. When a person lives from the outside in, it's very hard for them to renounce. Very hard for them to simplify their life. They are motivated only by worldly goals. And they conform to the trends. What is the trend? For example, what is the fashion? They must look fashionable. If anything, people tell them, this one is last year's fashion, they become very sad. So they must wear the right color, the right material, the right style, like those celebrities, when they go for Oscar Awards, Academy, they must look very good because the whole world is looking at them. So they are trapped in that addiction. It is an addiction. They can't run away from it because they want to be admired by the world, not by themselves. Here, then they are not aligned with a deeper purpose. They have no real connection to why they are here. They really don't know why they are here, but, to get admiration from others. And lastly, they worry about the future, which is called anxiety. And they obsess about the past, which is called regret. But if you live life from the inside out, you have very strong ideals. Your views are correct. That's why you are not disturbed. You are not, you don't question yourself so much. Do I look good? Do I look young? Do I look attractive to the world? You are not so much concerned. As long as you look decent, you look neat, you look clean, you are very happy. Wear a t-shirt, wear a pair of pants. You're already happy. You're not worried about the latest trends. You are aligned with your true self. You are free from uncertainty. You don't keep thinking, am I like this? Am I like that? Should I be like this? Should I be like that? Will people like me if I say this and say that? No, you are very, very clear. Thirdly, you have strong personal boundaries and constantly work on self-cultivation. You know, this is not the right thing to do. I don't do it. Happy. Yeah, because you know your boundaries. I won't go beyond that. I don't go and disturb people. I don't go and hurt people. I don't increase other people's suffering. What they say, what they do is well considered because of these boundaries. Lastly, they plan for the future, they learn from the past, but they live mindfully in the present. This is very, very important. Okay, let me go on. Now, this is a man I greatly admire, Mahatma Gandhi. So, one American journalist who had been following him and studied him, he asked the great and late Gandhi, can you tell me the secret of your life in 3 words? And this Gandhi, because he is always trying to see the humorous side, he said to this reporter, three words. He said, renounce and you enjoy. Yeah. So to him, he is weaving here his own clothes. He weaved his own cloth, and then he wore those cloths. Yeah, very interesting. So he lived a very simple life, but his life was one of purpose. And he led his country to independence. Although the British, who were the colonial masters, tortured him, made him suffer, he never ever gave up. And a very interesting quote from, he's still living, not dead. Yeah, many people I talked about have passed away. Here is a living teacher, the Dalai Lama. And he said, yeah, and when you think about it, it's quite perplexing. He said, man, because he sacrifices his health in order to make money, which we all do actually, then he sacrifices money to recuperate the health. True or not? Yeah, many people I know are like that. They work until they become very, very sick and unhealthy, then take out money in order to get well. Then he says, and then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. And here is the funny thing. The result is that he does not live in the present or future. He lives as if he is never going to die because want to enjoy. Lives as though he's never going to die. And then he dies having never really lived. Yeah. So they are not living from the inside out. They're always from the outside in. They follow other people's, opinions and trends. So now let's talk about renunciation itself. What do I mean by this renunciation? So there is a part of us that doesn't like this. When you come in and then you hear the topic is about renunciation, shall I stay, shall I go? Right? Then we believe that it is losing things that we love. It is about giving up. This renunciation is about giving up. Yeah, it's there's a word called killjoy. Yeah, party pooper. You always disturb what I like to do, then you tell me cannot do it. Yeah, it's about giving up, and things that are enjoyable in life. So this actually is understandable, because this is the way the worldly mind thinks. Yeah, the worldly mind. If you tell people, don't take so much this one, give this away. Yeah, you don't need so many things. The worldly mind said, I don't quite like what you are saying. It's a normal reaction. And we can understand that when we let go, looking for pleasant things, it is not something we look forward to. We are hardwired, that means deep down inside, in our mind, we are hardwired to find enjoyment in life. It's our primary goal. How else can we be happy? Yeah. You remember, I remember I heard Ajahn Brahm telling this story. He said when he was in Form 5, his parents and his teachers and his relatives said he was playing football. He loved playing football because he lived in England. Yeah. His parents and teachers said, stop playing football. You got to study, because you're going to sit for O levels. Just like here, SPM. Then he said, okay, he listened to his parents, his teachers. He stopped playing football and he sat for his O-levels, studied very hard, and he did very well. So he advanced to the next stage. So then his teachers, his parents, his relatives said, now you got to stop what you enjoy and sit for A-levels. So he said by that time he's not chasing football, he's chasing girls. Right? He wasn't born a monk. So he was very, very sincere. So he had to stop chasing girls and study for A-levels. And he did very well, and he went to university. He went to Cambridge University. And he entered a department whose chairman was the late Professor Stephen Hawking. He couldn't move. But brilliant mind. And that was the chair of his department, his faculty. And he did very well. And he graduated with first-class honors in theoretical physics. Very, very hard to do that. And then his relatives and friends said, oh, now time for you to do something else. Then he thought, I graduated with first class. I should be happy. They said, no, you can't be happy now. You got to get married. You got to have a house, you got to have a car, you got to have children, then you will be married. Then he said, by this time, he started to get suspicious of what they were telling him. So he examined, and he found that, no, these things, he looked around, they didn't make people happy. So he renounced, he became a monk, and he went to Thailand, right? So why should I even think of renunciation? Why? And what is actually renunciation? Among many of us, I don't know, so I'll ask you. When you hear this word renunciation, does it make you quietly, deeply happy? Is there anyone, when you hear renunciation, you think, there's something there? That is wisdom. That is a right view. Though this word horrifies many, there is also a fascination. There are those who see the renounced people and they said, why can't I be like them? Why can't I be as light as them? Now I feel very heavy because I got so many things to think about. They are very light. They move wherever they want to move, go wherever they want to go, meditate whenever they want to meditate, do good things. So there's a little fascination if you examine yourself. Do you have it? Is it within you? We start to see that renunciation is not getting rid of something in life, giving up, don't want to have. Rather, it is moving towards non-struggling. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to worry. You don't have to have so much anxiety. It doesn't mean renounced people don't have problems. They also have. The monk said, no, you got layman problems, I got monk problems. It doesn't mean they don't have problems, but it is a different type of problem. A sense of rest and relaxation, of not having constantly to manipulate everything around us. We have to manipulate our kids also. You have to behave so that I'm happy with you. Manipulate. And if they are not well, and if they are sick and unhealthy, it is a burden. We cannot rest. We are full of anxiety. And control and evade anymore. It is actually real peace. So this is how I like to introduce renunciation to you. A sense of no more struggle. Less struggle, in fact. Rather than no more struggle. We struggle less when we let go. When we renounce. Okay? Sorry. The Buddha often pointed out that restraint. We have the ability to stay away from things that gives us more entrapment. They trap us. We can think. These things give us more problems. So we stay away from them. Venerable Master Thich Nhat Hanh, I just mentioned him, he said, And let me try and read this out, in its entirety. It's not because we eat a lot that we feel happy. Our souls are the same. It's not because we digest many films, many books, many magazines that we feel happy. It is because we are able to remove the poisons from our souls. He uses this word soul, but very loosely. Right? That is what listening to a Dhamma talk is for. Listening to a Dhamma talk is to take the misunderstanding out of us, to take the ignorance out of us, to take the craving out of us, to take the anger and hatred out of us. The more we take out, and here is the real description, the more we take out of us, the more our hearts will feel light and free, and happiness will be possible. Which means to say, simplify. No need to have so many concerns. So, some words from this teacher, Venerable Thupten Chodron. I'm sure she has visited you. So she says, the more renunciation one practices, the more inner peace there is. It's about letting go the 8 worldly concerns, the 8 worldly winds. There are Buddhists who study a lot and do a lot of social engagement, but they don't truly practice renunciation. That means they are still hanging on to many, many things. So they don't experience much peace and happiness. So this is where we have to evaluate, we have to assess, take stock. Should I be as happy as I should be? Am I as happy as I should be? So some people say, when I retire, then I don't have so many things. Right? Then the grandchildren start coming along and all those other things. Then your body start giving you more and more concerns and worry. There's always aches, there's always pains, there's always need to go for checkup. So there is no good time. You think that when you're old, you can be more renounced. No, other things come and catch you, even though you think you are free. So anytime that you feel you want to simplify, develop more contentment, that is the right time. So the Buddha did say, it's not easy to give up unless you give up for something else. There must be a payoff. There must be a benefit. Human beings are like this. You ask me to give up this, what are you going to give to me in return? So I hope to give you this as the benefit. Right. So this is a long sutta, especially it talks about householders like us. We enjoy many things. And yet, this householder called Tapusa, he said, I have seen the monks, even the young monks, when you talk to them about renunciation, right, their hearts leap up at renunciation. They grow confident. They are steadfast and firm, seeing it as peace. So there are those who understand renunciation. So the Buddha said, Ananda, before I was enlightened, I also know renunciation is good, but my heart didn't leap up. Didn't find satisfaction. That is, what is the cause for this? What is the reason why my heart doesn't leap up, doesn't grow confident? He said, it's because I did not see the drawback of being entangled. Of all these sensual pleasures, I didn't see. And on top of that, I didn't see what I can get if I don't have so much to worry about. So at this point, let me very quickly go through this. We find happiness through our feelings. We have this feeling called Vedana. It appears around here. Whenever we take objects into our mind, we automatically have this feeling. 3 types: pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral. You eat something nice, you like, you get pleasant. It is somewhere around here, it appears. So the body and the mind connects. And when you see somebody you don't like, right? You get this very, very like crushing. Yeah, when you see your boss, oh, my boss. You get this feeling, right? And it is unpleasant. There's one which is not pleasant, not unpleasant. So this is what happens in the world. We are told by psychologists that our iris, either contracts or dilates. Contract or dilate. Yeah, when you see somebody that you like very much, the pupil opens up. Then you say, when I saw you, the whole world becomes bright. It's true, because more light goes into your eyes. Yeah. And then when you see people you don't like, it contracts. So less light go in. So you say, when I saw him, the whole world became dark. Yeah, it is real. It's true, it's real. Because your, eye contracts. So you don't see so much light. Therefore, there is a physical and mental reaction to pleasant and unpleasant Vedana. The Buddha used this word Vedana. It's not feeling. Feeling is an English word, but not accurate. This Vedana. So as you sit here and as you listen, I hope you are getting pleasant Vedana. That means I make sense. If I don't make sense, you will have unpleasant Vedana. What is he talking about? Right? It'll be unpleasant. And you'll be waiting, when is he going to finish? That means it's unpleasant. Yeah, and it's somewhere around here. This reaction, the response to whatever comes in through all the senses. So in our life, we have been told, when you get pleasant Vedana, you must be happy. Because it's from the senses. Right? 6 senses, including the mind. But the Buddha said, no, it's not all there is. There's another way to be happy, and you are experiencing that now. It is the experience of, okay, let me push this. There's the worldly happiness, and there is the unworldly. The first is rooted in sense contact, sense pleasure. The other one is rooted in renunciation. So this word renunciation is not unfamiliar. You know what it is. Rather than have dim sum on Sunday morning, you come here and sit on the floor. You let go. You can be doing things with your family. Sometimes husband leave the wife, sometimes the wife leave the husband and come here. Right? So you have renounced your husband and your wife to come here. Why? Why? Because you let go. There's something light that you get from the Dhamma. What the Buddha teaches. It makes you feel, life is okay. That is the renunciation of letting go. You come here and help. You spend your time, your effort, and when you finish, you feel very happy. I've done the cleaning, maybe before Vesak, before Katina, you have to clean up. And after doing that, you feel happy. You have renounced. And yet you are happy. Is it strange? No, because there is another way of being happy. Those people who give up all their things and go and live in the mountain and the forest and the jungle, are they crazy? No, they have something we don't have. That is this happiness of letting go. They can stay in the jungle. They get their meals through alms round. They come out and ask for alms. Then they go and eat. That's how they get their things. And yet, they can do it year after year after year. Is there something wrong with them socially? Do they have a mental disorder to keep away from society? No, when they come back, you talk to them, they are perfectly balanced, well-adjusted human beings. They are not crazy. And yet, when they go out there, they are very, very happy. And when they come back, they are still very, very happy. So there is something that attracts them, and that something is lightness, non-attachment, letting go. So that is, the renunciation I am talking about. I went to this website called Windows into Buddhism, and they talked about happiness. He said there are 2 types of happiness. One which is based on material goods, one which is based on inner peace and simplicity. The first is very expensive. and very often unreliable because it disappears. The second is a relief. Relief. A lasting peace of mind that already exists in us, ready to be enjoyed. So we have to understand what this writer said about material goods, about sensual enjoyment. The first one is, once that one is finished, once you have enjoyed it, you got to replace. Once you eat this Hokkien mee, which is really, really good, yeah, you have to replace it. There is a limit. You cannot eat too much. And that is the other aspect. If you want to enjoy this in this way, there is a limit, after which it becomes suffering. You enjoy. After that, when you reach your limit, you still want to go on, you will suffer. It becomes pain. Yeah, whatever it is. Any part, any one of our senses, you push it too hard, you will get pain. So there was this, I think last year, this man, he loved durians. Price of durians came down. He ate durians again and again and again and again. Then after that, he sent him to hospital. Yeah, because he overate the durians. Then I heard he died. I don't know whether true or not. Right. But he overdid it. Cannot. Our senses, there is this fine line. You cannot enjoy until over the limit, because it becomes suffering. So these are the thing. The other type of happiness, when you let go, you cannot get too much. You can sit there and be happy for days until you feel hungry. Then you got to eat something. And that is a natural requirement to have food. So that is the difference between these two types of happiness. So to us, here, we are not monks, we are not nuns, we are not renounced people. We have this great choice. Two types of hot pot. Sometimes we live life tasty and exciting, but there are times when we need the clear and the light. And it's a strange thing, because when you enjoy the clear and the light, eventually it will overshadow the tasty and exciting. You will find, I don't need that so much. I prefer the lightness, the quietness, yeah, the letting go. So, my teacher also, Venerable, when they translate into Thai, his name become Chai Saro. I read in Facebook, all in Thai, then I translate, then they spell it Chai Saro, not Jaya Saro. He has been here, I'm sure. He said, letting go, now, the deeper meaning of letting go does not mean giving up on something. We are not abandoning it. We have to see it clearly. Yeah, it is wise or unwise depending on the context. In Dhamma practice, and we are Dhamma practitioners, letting go means letting go of the thoughts of me and mine that bring us suffering. So letting go means not be so concerned about one's ego. Not so much I, not so much me, not so much mine. Then you feel very light. Those people who have huge ego, you say something they don't like, they are very, very hurt. Yeah? But if you are you renounce, your ego in this way, anybody can say anything, and yet your mind is still balanced, still very steady. So I like to just take you through the Noble Eightfold Path, as I said just now. Yeah, right thought, which is the second factor of the Noble Eightfold Path. One of it is thoughts of renunciation. The more we think of a certain thing, that will become the inclination of our mind. If we think angry thoughts, we will become an angry person. If we think kind thoughts again and again and again, we will become a kind person. So what is your choice? What kind of thoughts do you want? What kind of person do you want to become? We have a choice. Yeah, it is not made for us beforehand. So these are thoughts of non-grasping, non-attachment, because we understand that things are anicca, dukkha, and anatta as well. Right? So one of the things about right thought, let me just put this in before I forget. The way that we think, the way we build up our personality, our character, is very important because it is a strong, it is like the car or the ox cart go on the earth, the wheel dig a rut. You know, there's a groove. Even when you drive your car on the padang, yeah, as your car moves and it's raining or very wet, your car will leave a groove, a rut. So our thinking and our states of mind are like that. So I have come to this conclusion, which I'd like to share with you. If our thinking is a particular way, we like this way of thinking, it is our inclination. It becomes very strong in us. When we pass away, we will join those with this type of thinking also. We will go to the place that encourages this frame of mind. So if we are, example, if we are always thinking, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I want more and more, although we have already a lot, we are not comfortable with what we have. When we die, when we pass away, we will go and join those people, not enough type. And there's a word for them. It's called peta. Yeah. In Chinese, yao gui. Hungry ghosts. Because we are hungry human beings, we will become hungry ghosts. It's very common. You will take a look. Yeah, those people, your friends, your relatives, you ask them, come to Babs and listen to talk. No, that is not for me. They are usually very hungry for outside things, for sense enjoyment. They are not happy here. You ask them to sit here, they are not happy. They will find no satisfaction and no happiness. So when they pass away, they are still looking. Not enough as a human being, not enough as a ghost. So they are the types who wander here and there. You might not believe in them, but our culture supports it. That there are these unseen beings who are deprived. They don't have enough to eat, they don't have enough to wear, they are very, very lacking, sad. But if our minds are used to being happy, used to being simple, easily find joy, very easy. Somebody said, oh, we can go and do some dana, very happy. And let me go and join you in the dana. Here, take this. Let us do dana together. There is happiness. You will go and join those people after you're passing away. You join those people, very happy type. And then you'll be happy together in this realm. It is a natural occurrence. It doesn't mean that those people who are very angry, because of the inclination, can they go and join the happy types? Doesn't make sense. Because that is not the inclination, that is not your usual character. You won't, the like and the like, what they say, birds of a feather flock together. This is how it's going to turn out to be. So therefore, my dear Dhamma brothers and sisters, get used to it. Turn your mind towards letting go, to being happy by yourself. Sometimes it's very funny. You can sit there and be happy without doing anything. And then you think, why am I so happy? You even become suspicious. Is there something wrong with me? You become suspicious because we have been conditioned by the older way of thinking. You must do something, get something, enjoy something. Then only you are happy. But if you come and mix with a spiritual crowd that doesn't ask for a lot of things, sometimes when you are quiet, you sit there, oh, happiness comes. Eh? Very strange. But you enjoy it anyway. There's a quietness. Yeah, there's a deep kind of joy that can appear in your heart, yeah, and in your mind. So let me end my sharing with a quote from the famous teacher, also passed away, Venerable Ajahn Chah. He said, if you let go a little, you will find a little peace. If you let go a lot, you will find a lot of peace. However, if you let go absolutely, you will find absolute peace, yeah, and tranquility. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your kind attention. Yeah. So in closing, let us make this aspiration. Let us aspire to lead more simple, purposeful, contented lives. And in doing so, we realize a deeper level of peace, of lightness, and of joy. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Now is you make a resolution. You purposely direct yourself towards it. Yeah. We never think that the spiritual joy, the Dhamma joy, can be something substantial. We never think. So we experience it, then we go back to the old way of finding happiness. But if we know this joy can be developed, yeah, and it can do a lot of things to contribute to our well-being, physically as well as mentally, we then make the choice. Yeah, I want to be happy in this way for this life as well as I've explained, for the next life as well. Yeah,